So the first anime of this summer anime season of 2014 comes to a close. Love Stage. Now, I want to talk about a couple things, okay? Love Stage as a series, it has actually really helped me grow as a person and as a reviewer. It was an interesting experience watching this series because it helped me open my eyes to not judge an anime by its genre. I have actually enjoyed Love Stage. I have really enjoyed watching this series. I would be lying to all of you if I said I didn't. I actually have enjoyed this series. And it was a good learning experience from my eyes as being a reviewer to actually review this yaoi anime. It was a really interesting series. Now, overall, the ending conclusion of this episode, since this is the final episode of Love Stage, I think it wrapped up everything nicely. I mean, all of you major romance fans that love Roma and Izumi are very happy probably with this conclusion, and you get to see them get together and their romance hits an all-time high, and they pretty much are at the peak. There's no more they can really do. All they have to do now is marry, and there you go. That's as far as the romance can possibly go from this point onward, because everything else has been done. So I really, honestly, I don't see a point in making a season 2 of Love Stage unless it has to do with, you know, after they become a couple or something. So I'm just gonna let you know there, because I saw a lot of Chibits in the community Facebook page talking about a season 2 of this, and I'm like, it's possible it can happen, but in terms of romance, there's not much more progression you can really have with Izumi and Roma. So looking past the factor of that, the animation style of this entire series, I have enjoyed the animation. The animation is really good. There's only been maybe slight derps sometimes in the episodes, but it's very far and few in between, and so I can't really complain about the animation of Love Stage. Love Stage has been a very wonderful ride when it comes to the animation, and the story has been good too. So let's take a glance at the story of Love Stage. It starts off with Izumi wanting to have his dream fulfilled of being a mangaka. He wants to be a mangaka, he wants to draw and write manga, and eventually he finds out that his family keeps pushing him into showbiz. He has to do showbiz, he has to be in the entertainment industry, but I mean, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to do his own thing and become a mangaka. And as the series progresses, you see him actually start to gain friends, he starts to gain confidence in himself, and he realizes that he is more in depth with the showbiz. For instance, he's better in the entertainment industry than anything else, and I love the progression with Izumi's character through the course of the series. There's a lot of positive progression. If you look at the point where this episode ends to the first episode, Izumi has made some great progression. And so I feel like as a whole and total of the story-wise, great progression and great conclusion, because Izumi is now in showbiz. He has his, job now. He has a job he's doing, and he's with Roma, the person he loves, and then the romance was complete, so there's no complaints there. Now, I know for a fact a lot of people are going to ignore this series because of the yaoi genre attached to it. Now, I understand, not the yaoi genre is not for everybody, and honestly, I never would have actually watched this or reviewed it if it wasn't for you Chibits. I would have just skipped completely over this. But, like I said, I want to say thank you, Chibits, actually, for telling me to stick with this and review it, because, like I said, it has made me grow. And I actually have a different outlook now on different genres. It's helped me grow and understand that there's different, stuff out there I need to understand and enjoy, too, because this opened my eyes up to the yaoi genre. Now, here's the big question I know a lot of Chibits are probably going to ask. Will I watch something like this again, or would I watch a Season 2 of Love Stage if it was ever to come out? Most likely, yes. I have no problems with Love Stage. I have had no problems with the series. It's very weird and unsettling because I'm not used to this type of genre, but it was a really enjoyable watch. So yeah, I'd probably watch a Season 2 if it was to come out, maybe in a year's time from now or 2 years from now, depending on what I'm doing or whatever at that time. So yeah, that there answers that question right now. I'd probably, watch part 2. Now, necessarily, would I watch another yaoi? I don't know. I really don't know. It really depends on the plot and circumstances around the plot if I would watch another yaoi. Because there is some romance anime out there, romance genre anime I hate with a passion, and I'm a big fan of the romance genre or the psychological genre. I'm big fans of those genres, but there's some things I just don't want to watch. And so it's not necessarily the yaoi tag, it just depends on the plot, the characters, and story if I'll skip over another one. So overall, if I had to rate this series, Love Stage, I'm going to factor out my entertainment value. I'm just going to completely act my entertainment value. I'm going to factor in the characters, the progression with the plot, and the overall conclusion if I was to think that there wasn't going to be a Season 2. I would give Love Stage probably an 8 out of 10. It was a really interesting ride. So, yeah. And if I knew what I knew now, after watching the series, for instance, if I was told to watch this series, okay, and I knew all the information I know now, would I watch it? Most likely, yes. Like I said, it's been a very enlightening ride. So tell me your thoughts about Love Stage. What's your final thoughts on this series? And if you were choiced with, watching another yaoi, would you watch it because of Love Stage? And was this your first yaoi you've ever watched when it comes into terms of an anime? Because this honestly was my first yaoi I've ever seen in my life. So, yeah. It's an interesting start if you're new to the yaoi genre. So tell me your thoughts, everybody. I love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Chibi out.